As a transracial white woman, I'm not black, I'm not a Negro. Transracial white women, we choose to be white every single day. We have a better understanding of what it is to be a white woman than our cis white woman counterparts.
A satirical video of a white woman claiming to be a transracial black woman sparks outrage online. The parody is clearly mocking identity politics arguments, but critics take offense, turning the reaction itself into part of the controversy. Before we dive into the full story, comment where you are watching from and don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Let's watch.
As a trans woman, I can definitely say without a doubt that the LGBT community has become the most insufferable group of people on this internet. And I'm here to talk about that today. So apart from you guys demanding people to call you your preferred pronouns and getting them fired from their jobs if they don't, and apart from you guys demanding to be a part of women's sports, you are now going out of your way to make claims that women that don't want to be with bisexual men are biphobic. What the hell does that even mean? It's like you guys are constantly going out of your way looking for something to argue about and fight about. And it's honestly exhausting. I cannot. First of all, there's no such thing as women being biphobic if they don't want to be with men that sleep with other men. That is a personal preference and there's nothing you can do about it. I don't understand. What is this obsession? What is that about? You bitches are weird. Imagine how exhausting it is for straight people having to deal with a group of people that are pretending to be like so oppressed and so marginalized and so forth. You guys are not going through some struggle. Like, what I've realized is that a lot of people in this community are looking to be a part of some fucking struggle so fucking bad. You guys are unable to just exist and live. You guys are such hypocrites because even in this same community, you guys have a specific type. You get a group of people in this community that don't want to be with fat people. You get a group of people within this community that don't want to be with femme presenting people. And that is fine. Why is it an issue now all of a sudden when women don't want to sleep with men that sleep with other men? The only thing that I've realized is that you guys are constantly looking for depth in everything that doesn't really need depth in it. There's nothing deep about someone preferring a straight man. Stop trying to erase straightness. You guys are not realizing that you are the main problem. The issue is you. No one cares if you like a dick up in your ass. No one actually gives a fuck if you are trans or whatever, but you guys go out of your way to make it your whole fucking identity. You guys don't have self-individualism. It's like a cult. This reminds me of the time when people on this internet decided that a guy that doesn't want to date trans women is transphobic. It doesn't even make sense to even make that a topic of discussion because trans women are not women. I'm a trans woman. I'm living my life. I'm at peace. I'm perfectly secure with myself. If I get clocked and people say things about me, well, boo-hoo, who dies? No one. And you wonder why people don't fuck with us. You guys need to go outside and touch grass and be in touch with reality. This world does not revolve around you and your beliefs and what some study done by some crazy professor says. The craziest part of it is that you guys are the biggest bullies towards women. And women have been our biggest allies. Women are the ones that have been standing with us 10 toes. And you are making it harder and harder and harder for them to even stand with us anymore. Instead of you guys looking at actual problems and issues that are happening in this society and within this community, you guys are still pointing the finger outside. Whereas we are having a problem of people who are radical activists within this community that are getting people fired from their jobs, literally ruining people's futures because they were called men. We have people in this community that are advocating for children to medically transition at a young age. You guys are out here coming to this internet talking about misogyny, but then in the same breath, you guys are not realizing that you are the ones that are actually being misogynistic with your takes. So quick to come to this internet and talk about how women are male-centered. However, you guys are failing to realize that you literally went out of your way and decided to record a video and talk about how much of a problem it is for women having a preference. You literally went out of your way to fight over men. I guess it's always been male-centered males, isn't it? What I've come to realize about this discourse is the fact that you guys claim to have so much love for women. It's all bullshit. You guys do not love women. Because if you guys have love for women, you would listen to them. And that's what you're failing to do. You guys have gone out of your way to compete with women. You guys have gone out of your way to even claim that women are jealous of y'all. So what does that say about you? Since you say you love women so much. Of course, I'm not saying that everyone in the LGBT community is that way. And if you happen to be trans, gay, lesbian, and whatever, and you resonate with this content, I just want you to know that you are not alone. Hi, I'm here. And I'm sick of these bitches too, girl.
Transracial black women like myself.
I usually don't make response videos to women because patriarchy.
And I usually don't respond to trans race-phobic misogynistic men such as yourself because as a transracial black woman, I try to protect my peace and block out TREF bigotry, transracial exclusionary feminism. But you made an entire video about me and then blocked me before I could even respond. So you're silencing a black woman in 2026. Really, Barrett? Considering the amount of misinformation and blatant trans race phobia in your video, I think this needs to be addressed.
While you're making fun of trans people and being racist.
Barrett, I really recommend you listen to your friend Drew's discussion about how she believes that trans women can have a deeper, more beautiful understanding of womanhood than cisgender women. That's actually what inspired me to speak up about my own experience as a transracial black woman, how my understanding of blackness can be more beautiful than the experiences of cis black women. I'm not making fun of anyone's race. I am a black woman. And the fact that you look at me and decide that I can't possibly be black because of my physical characteristics is exactly the kind of trans race phobia I was talking about.
There is an ongoing epidemic of black people being and it is not funny to get on here and make light of anyone's race.
You then start to show completely unrelated tragic cases involving black people, which have absolutely nothing to do with the argument that I made. So you are putting an emotionally devastating subject next to my video and acting as though its seriousness somehow refuted what I said, because you don't actually have an argument as for why my identity as a transracial black woman is invalid. This is a straw man, but you accuse me of doing that. Guess what? It doesn't make your position stronger. It just makes your trans race phobia more emotionally manipulative.
It doesn't have to be this way. Anyways, if you're new here, welcome to the Love Army. Much love, y'all.
Love Army? There is nothing loving about invalidating a black woman's identity and perpetuating trans race bigotry. I really encourage you to unpack your prejudice, to educate yourself, and to do better. Never interrupt a black woman when she is speaking again. Some black people were white people first. And honestly, I think it began with identifying as non-binary. But why stop at gender? As we all know, there are infinite genders. Some people are both genders, some people are neither gender. At first, I thought, okay, I don't have a gender. And then I realized, wait, what other binaries has society assigned to me? That's when I realized that at the deepest level, I am a black woman who is transitioning into an Asian woman. There is currently a transracial genocide happening in America, especially under this administration. It is so important to stand up for transracial rights. Some other people that have really inspired me to be more outspoken about this is Ariana Grande. I think by showing her own trans blackness, it really helped me accept my inner blackness. My identity does not require your comprehension, but it does require your respect. Transracial women have already been through so much. We endure race dysphoria and discrimination, so please approach this with compassion. And if you are transracial yourself, please remember you are loved, you are valid, and you do belong. And you are whatever race you know yourself to be inside. Adios and namaste. Myself have a more beautiful understanding of blackness than cisracial black women, and that's what I want to talk about today, especially because of all the propaganda nowadays telling black women to hate themselves. Someone that chooses to present as a black woman every single day, that's incredibly beautiful.
This woman, white woman, this woman has over 500,000 likes. And there's a lot of black women in the comments going, oh girl, you so funny. Oh yeah, what they gonna say about this one? Y'all think she on your side? Now you are in camaraderie, laughing and keying with this white woman who is making a mockery of your black womanhood, by the way. By this little skit, I know that she's being satirical. I get it. She's using us in order to poke fun at trans women, and y'all think that she's on your side as a woman, when in reality she's on her side as a white woman.
Foremost, apologize for my word choice and my tone. Specifically, my word choice was really exceptionally poor, and her word choice, she said black women when referring to black women. How dare she? What was she supposed to say? I donate all my money to Black GoFundMe, if I should get on my knees and pray to George Floyd. Girl, why is it always this inevitable apology?
That's who you laughing and keying with, by the way. That's who you think, oh, she's just being satirical. She's just talking about trans women. No, she's making a mockery of black women. Y'all have allowed her to feel comfortable to do that because y'all think y'all own each other's side. You have to be able to navigate these spaces. These white feminists are not your friend as a black woman. These MAGA people are not your friend as a black woman. Be able to have these conversations and sift out the fools. Do you understand what I'm saying? Be able to have these conversations honestly and not out of bigotry and not out of anger, because it will have you in rooms and places that hate you. Giving people likes and follows and everything else to people that hate you. Giving support to people that do not understand or care about you as a person and as a woman. We're not fighting the same fight, period.
So does anyone else miss when the trans community knew that trans women were trans women and not biological women? Like, I hate even using terms like cis or biological, because to be completely honest, if we as the trans community are going to ask people to respect our pronouns, our identities, who are we to be pushing labels onto other people like cis or even biological? Because I really feel like a lot of men and women just want to be called men and women. Trans women, I feel like we should learn to accept ourselves for who we are. And we're not biological women. We're not cis women. We're trans women. And I feel like the term cis is just kind of like a term we coined to kind of like cope with the fact that we are technically biological men. And I think we just need to learn to accept that reality, you know? There's no shame in admitting your biology. Like, say it with me. I am a man. I'm a man. It's okay to admit that your biology is your biology. And when you learn to accept that, you become so much happier.
And transphobia will always hurt you more than it'll ever hurt me.
I'm sorry, but is she trying to say that because she's a white transgender woman, she's more attractive than cis black women? Is that what she's trying to say? Because that's not only misogynoir, that's extremely racist. Because contrary to popular belief, black women are not perceived as masculine. That's not a real thing. The people who are calling black women trans or saying that or implying that we look like men are racist. So that's really how she feels. That really speaks to the way she thinks about black women in general.
Transracial black women like myself have a more beautiful understanding of blackness than cisracial black women. And that's what I want to talk about today. I don't need to change my skin color or my hair or my makeup or any other physical characteristics to prove to you that I am black. Saying that I need to pass as black is actually trans race phobia.
I usually don't make response videos to women because patriarchy. However, it seems that she wants to be viral really bad, so I'm gonna help her out with that. While you're making fun of trans people and being racist, do you know who any of these women are? All of them have been found hanging from trees. This little boy has been missing for 3 days. This little boy has been missing for 3 days. Nolan Wells.
Tasia Fortune was found hanging from a tree in Jackson, Mississippi. And since the year 2000, the Crimson Record has identified over 70 suspected modern-day lynchings across 7 states, majority of those lynchings happening in Mississippi. My dad grew up in Mississippi. He said that they always say that it's a suicide, because the moment a death is ruled a suicide, it's no longer investigated as a homicide. Just like with Trey Reed, just like with Denoris Richardson, just like with Trevante Schubert-Helton. All of their deaths found hanging from a tree in the South, and all 3 deaths were ruled a suicide. Tasia Fortune was 29, and she was found hanging from a tree. What do you think her death will be ruled as?
There is an ongoing epidemic of Black people being killed, and it is not funny to get on here and make light of anyone's race.
I do want to educate everyone on what it means to be a Black woman trapped inside a white woman's body, trapped inside an Asian woman's body, which is what I personally am.
It doesn't have to be this way. Anyways, if you're new here, welcome to the Love Army. Much love, y'all.
Lady, what the fuck are you talking about?
Transracial Black women like myself have a more beautiful understanding of Blackness than cisracial Black women, and that's
Bitch, what? Transracial Black woman? The fuck is even that? Man, at this point, I feel like y'all just pulling words from a hat to see what y'all want to be called nowadays. Hell no. If Cindy Lou, who over here want to be a transracial Black woman, shit, I want to be a cockatoo wolf baboon. Hell no. If she a transracial Black woman, shit, I'm a one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater. Let me guess. You got a crush on Deshaun down at your job, don't you? Nah, Elva, just because your baby daddy got drunk off Hennessy and forgot to come see his kids, do not make you transracially Black. Hell no, let me leave white Keisha the fuck alone before she stop being Black for 5 seconds and come over here after my ass. Nah, if she come after me while she Black, the police ain't gonna do nothing. But if she come after me while she white, my ass is going to jail.
What in the fuck is going on here? God damn it. I wake up this motherfucking morning like a dumbass, get on this goddamn app, and this is the shit that I see? What in the fuck is this?
And the answer is no. Trans Black women are Black women, regardless of what our bodies look like. I don't need to change my skin color, or my hair, or my makeup, or any other physical characteristics to prove to you that I am Black. Saying that I need to pass as Black is actually trans race phobia.
You know, I didn't have a choice. Violence fucking chose me this morning because you motherfuckers are violent as fuck. And I'm talking to you Black women right now. You're not going to want to hear it. I don't give a fuck. I ain't never been the one to say what you wanted to hear. I'm going to tell you what the fuck you need to hear. Do you think that bitch is on our team? Do you think that sandy-headed ass motherfucking racist is on our goddamn team? She is fucking not. She could have chose any other motherfucking race. Any other goddamn race. But she chose our race. She chose to take a stab at Black womanhood. You think she's your friend, bitch? She's laughing at you, not with you. And you are so fucking full of hate, you can't even see it. This is why I'm trying to tell you motherfuckers to get politics out of the goddamn church. Because this is how they fucking slide in on us. This is fucking divide and conquer tactics 101. They slide in on your hate. You open the fucking door for all Black women to be mocked by that nasty little fucking cunt. You did this. And the shit don't even make no motherfucking sense. You gonna reduce our race, the struggles of our fucking race like this? This cute? Because you hate trans women. Yeah, this is how these motherfuckers slide in and take us all out. You will kneel and let that bitch stand on your goddamn shoulders so she can reach the throat of a fucking trans woman and cut it. And you think you safe? No, bitch, you're just gonna be the last throat cut. But you gonna go too. You are going to fucking go too. Y'all looking around like, how in the fuck did these Democrats vote for all of these racist ass motherfuckers? Bitch, you voted for them. With your vote blue, no matter who slide in some goddamn hate, all they gotta do is say, we hate trans people. You gonna click the goddamn ballot box, aren't you? You are the reason we don't have nice things. And when I tell you, baby, I know it's some motherfucking mutuals of mine that's in them goddamn dusty comments. If I haven't run your motherfucking asses off by the end of the day, I ain't done my goddamn job. Yes, you motherfuckers chose violence, and I choose to fight for liberation for all goddamn black lives. And I'm not gonna let you sick, nasty, transphobic bitches fuck it up for the rest of us. Now, y'all got a fucking beef with that white girl over there that's talking this shit. Take it to the fucking white girl. But leave the rest of us black women the fuck out of your shit. You hateful fucking bitches.
Hey, friend, what you over here confusing everybody about?
Transracial black women like myself have a more beautiful understanding of blackness than cisracial black women. And that's what I want to talk about today, especially because of all the propaganda nowadays telling black women to hate themselves.
It's a black lady in the room with us, friend.
Get delusional, boy, you're losing.
Friend, I see delusion is in every color. Friend, what you let fly out your ignorant throat?
Someone that chooses to present as a black woman every single day, that's incredibly beautiful.
Friend, before I pass out, let me get my glasses so I can hear. Girl, what?
One of the most common questions I've been asked is, are you planning on getting any medical procedures to help affirm your transracial identity?
And if you didn't know, confusion runs my blood pressure high as well. I'm about to pass. Oh.
Melanin replacement therapy, things like that. And the answer is no. Trans black women are black women, regardless of what our bodies look like.
I am so nosy. I just keep coming back. Girl, you're doing a good job at confusing me.
I don't need to change my skin color or my hair or my makeup or any other physical characteristics to prove to you that I am black.
Friend, slow this church bus down. I'm talking about 1 mile per hour so I can get all of this.
The thing that I need to pass as black is actually trans race phobia. It is TERF rhetoric, transracial exclusionary feminism.
Oh, friend, I'm so sorry, honey. You so believable. You had me checking my birth certificate. I'm sorry. I digress. Go ahead.
I do want to educate everyone on what it means to be a black woman trapped inside a white woman's body. Trapped inside an Asian woman's body, which is what I personally am.
Friend, I'm happy for you. You can be whatever it is that you want to be.
Which means I am both trans Asian and trans black. Transracial identities are valid.
So friend, what you saying to me is if I go to the doctor after he just told me to lose this 50 pounds like he just did, and I tell him that I'm slender in my head, he'll go away?
So if you are here to actually listen and learn, you can stay. But do not call me white. I do not identify with my race assigned at birth.
Friend, you be encouraged. Do not call us back with no more of this doggone foolishness done confused us. Now I got to go look over all my paperwork from birth certificate, social security number, and everything. You be encouraged. Don't call me back with no more of this doggone foolishness. Bye. Where do I get my friends from?
I don't think you guys are realizing just how radical of a statement it is to say trans women are women. I should also point out that when you say trans women are women, I mean, it's completely ridiculous regardless. But sometimes we're not even talking about people that have actually transitioned, which again, you can't transition into being a woman. You can look more womanly, but like, that doesn't make you a woman. Sometimes you're talking about people that literally still have penises and are men in every way, except the fact that they just dress like women. What? Do you think people from like back in the day, the Roman era or whatever, which they get dressing as another sex or whatever, it's not new. Do you think those people ever actually genuinely was like, no, I'm just as woman as any woman that was born a woman? It's an extreme position. And so part of what I'm talking about today, people are, replying to it saying it's a crazy take, blah, blah, I'm talking about that. Like, if this is something that's persisted as a take, as a rational take for 10, 12, 15 years or whatever, you have to pinch yourself and say, no, that is a totalitarian control discourse, because it's a completely crazy thing to say that everyone just kind of went along with. And it was heretical to disagree with it. I think if you guys reflect on how insane of a position it is to say trans women are women, to the point that you now have some people saying actually trans women understand womanhood more than any woman can, or some people saying actually black women should support trans women and fight for their rights, like, not they hate them or whatever, because they get compared to being masculine and men, and that's kind of like similar to what trans women go through. So really and truly, you guys are all in the same boat. Again, so offensive to black women, by the way, but that's the kind of stuff we're talking about here. If you reflect on this, as we start to transition out of this madness, you start to realize just how radical of a statement this was, and out of lockstep with objective reality and sanity this whole entire saga was, and you start to feel maybe a bit embarrassed. Well, you shouldn't feel embarrassed because it was a side thing that gripped everyone, but as you start to come out of it, it's always important to reflect.
What is my take? What is my take? My take is, I think we stop having the conversation now. I think we stop talking. I think we've reached a point where the attempts to signal, notice I said signal, not be, more and more progressiveness are yielding more and more problems. Mainly because most people aren't articulate enough to signal said progressiveness without saying something even more problematic than whatever it is they're attempting to combat. All of these conversations are starting to give, well, if you deport all of the immigrants, Donald Trump, who's going to clean your toilet? In the sense that I think we stop talking and comparing and all of that super fun stuff, and we go back to talking about things that tangibly matter on the macro, which is rarely the opinion of TikTokers, including mine. Things like the maternal mortality rate, the continued attack on women's reproductive rights, the restriction of gender-affirming medical care. Imagine if all of the videos we've seen talking about that podcast clip of discourse that did not need to exist were instead videos about the current femicide in Ethiopia right now. I don't know. But what I do know is that we are teetering. We are teetering in a way very similarly to how things teetered in 2016, where if the conversations get any worse, any more foolish, it is going to weigh a pendulum swing so far in the opposite direction of progressivism that it will take us decades to undo. You can be upset at that assertion. You can attack me for that assertion. You can talk about how things shouldn't be that way. You can really do whatever you want. But what I'd suggest is everyone who cares about being progressive, stop creating opportunities for the boat to rock, for unnecessary tensions to arise, and we all go back to better conversations.
The fact that in 2026, I have to come out and talk about how transracialness is different than transgenderism is ridiculous. And the fact that you're letting this white woman parade as black as satire just to prove this point, you guys need to really get a grip on reality. You guys need to become educated, or if you don't want to do either, then shut the fuck up, right? Gender dysphoria is something that has been documented since the dawn of time, right? Trans people isn't something that was created in the last 20 years as a social experiment. This is documented. Transracialness isn't. Race and gender are two different things, obviously, but let's actually talk about how there isn't any actual documenting cases of people feeling dysphoria from not being in the right race, especially since race is a construct that was created a few centuries ago to justify colonialism. But the fact that I even have to say that is so infuriating, because what do you guys think trans people are doing? Do you think they're literally making it up? Do you think this is something they're fabricating? Do you think these people just want to be trans for the trend? No. It's real. Whether you like it or not, whether you understand it or not, whether you think it's valid or not, it's real. It's been real for a very long time. So the fact that I see black people letting this white woman disgrace the entire race by acting like she's black for satire to literally add more discrimination to a minority group that is already going through a genocide, you guys need to buckle up.
Transracial black women like myself have a more beautiful understanding of blackness than cisracial black women. And that's what I want to talk about today.
Why are black people always the butt of the joke? And I get people are trying to make a point, right? But why are y'all always using black people as your struggle poster? Like, we get it, and this is why heat always come towards black people, because y'all take the struggles of black people, y'all hold it up like it's a weapon, y'all point it, y'all let it off on folks, and then when people turn around and say, who did that? Y'all always run off, and black people are left standing there. And on top of black people being the butt of the joke, y'all always somehow this shit gets back to black women. Somehow, right? A white woman and another person of color, right? A minority woman, got on a podcast, said some BS, and somehow, some way, it got back to black folks. Because y'all know that black people's struggle is bigger than everybody else's. But y'all use black people's struggle, right? Y'all use black people's struggle to try to validate your own struggle. Make jokes about your own struggle. And this is my thing. How do y'all always constantly say that y'all allies to black people and black women when y'all constantly use our struggle but never want to stay around for the fight of our struggle? And whether it's a joke or it's not a joke, understand, do that shit with your own people. If white people, trans people, white women, people from the community have all these struggles, right, to stand on, go use those as the butt of the joke.
A trans woman on Twitter wrote a Substack on the trans manosphere and the radicalization of trans masculine men. This very same woman has defended posts suggesting that all AFAB should be assaulted. Just to be clear, she said you can probably get over it and move on with your life instead of harassing her for it forever. That was her response to someone saying that all AFAB individuals should be assaulted. Again, while I don't use the term AFAB, if you don't know, a lot of people who hate trans men use that word to be misogynistic. I am making this video to say, when you see content that pushes the idea that there is a unique epidemic of transgender men who are trans misogynistic, there is a lot of merit in looking into who actually wrote that and why. I would not encourage looking at her Twitter account, but she is a very big proponent of the idea that transgender men are much less oppressed than transgender women. That attitude is often upheld by the same people who share this attitude about the harm done to transgender men and other trans people. I normally don't want to make videos about specific individuals, but this Substack is really egregious, I have read it, and a lot of her hateful ideas can be found in that text, just worded in a way where it sounds intellectual. Within the trans community, please be cautious of things like Substacks or papers or theory. Just because someone is writing something long and wordy with a lot of confidence does not mean that person is actually educated or acting in good faith.
By the end, the debate circles back to the same question. If people can define themselves in ways that challenge traditional ideas of identity, where exactly are the boundaries? The commentary argues that the reaction to the parody exposes what it sees as inconsistency in how different identities are treated. And that is ultimately where the controversy lands. One side sees it as an obvious joke aimed at identity politics, while the other sees the joke as crossing a serious line. The disagreement is less about the video itself and more about whether the same logic should apply consistently across different forms of identity.